Happy Independence Day, everyone. I wrapped up pretty much offensive operations with my last video blog. Pretty much 4 is all I know. I'm confident enough where if you gave me an Army group half the size of a West Point grad, I could win. I am confident enough in my education, abilities, and intelligence to win an offensive operation against a official military educated man with half the battle group he's got, half the men, half the resources, half the everything. I talked about the double envelopment. I talked about the amphibious landing. I talked about the bypass, and I talked about the frontal assault. And that pretty much wraps up offensive operations. I guess I'll start the next video blog on defensive operations. I just want to wrap up offensive operations and educate some of you people on offensive operations. It's July 4th. For years I've been going to a July 4th jam with good old Fort Mill friends and swimming and fellowship and drinking beer, but the host is out of town in Chicago at a Grateful Dead show. Lucky for him, I couldn't get tickets, and I guess I'm stuck. I ain't got the invite, so I guess I'll be spending this July 4th on my own. I know I'm gonna hate the fireworks. Always remind me of Iraq, be it Baghdad, Anaconda, Mosul, wherever I was at, you know. It just, you know, it sounds like outgoing rounds to me, but it still freaks me out. I've been known to hit the foot deck, get under a table. One time I even got in a closet. Helicopters also freak me out big time. It reminds me of Iraq too. But that's offensive operations in a nutshell. The operations are the middle circle. The strategic's what starts it. And the strategic's politically based. You start offensive operations either to win a war, invade a country, depose a country's leadership, or just take area, take more land like Russia's doing now with Vlad Putin. The German word for that is Lebensraum. But that wraps up offensive operations. Defensive is a lot less involved because you don't have as many options. But you know, in offensive operations, you use combined warfare. You have a strategic reserve, and you have a game plan based on intel gathered. And then you conduct those offensive operations as what you drew up your game plan. And like I said, they can change minute by minute, second by second. That's why it's usually good for the officers to be up front during the battle, so they can make the call without waiting on an order to exploit something they see. I'm gonna wrap it up pretty much that a lot of men have sacrificed and sacrificed their lives, come back disabled. For all you people sitting home comfy in your $500,000, $1 million houses with your adult toys, party all day, they sacrifice their lives for your privilege to do that. And sacrifice their bodies, their minds, coming home disabled. So I think a moment of silence would be appropriate if you're having a party for those men. This nation was founded through warfare. We didn't want to be a colony to Britain anymore. We had the northern industrial colonies and the southern agro-textile colonies, and we pretty much had our own country, and we're paying taxes to another country that we felt we didn't need to pay. So this country was started through war. And just to wrap it up, globally, like those games, little people roll together, build stuff, start a little society. When Sumeria started, the first modern society of man, you had terrorist acts back then, you had wars. And I'll just wrap it up. If it wasn't for politics and religion and money, you wouldn't see one war on this planet. Not one. If you took away those three elements from this planet, you'd have a peaceful planet. No wars, no men dying, no offense or defensive operations. And it'd be more tolerant and a better world. And I'm going to just wrap it up by saying the Pledge of Allegiance, I'm agnostic. This country's a free country. You can worship who you want. And the one nation under God is what I have a problem with, because many people have different concepts of God. Many people worship different gods. I'm agnostic. I don't even know if there is a God, and there's atheists that deny there's a God. So it's a freedom of country thing, and being required to say a Pledge of Allegiance at a public school is wrong in my eyes. And I'm flying the American flag, and I went to combat, and I'm saying that. It's a free country. You can worship who you want. You know, worship a root of a tree. If you know, worship a blade of grass, that's your prerogative and your freedom. That's what our founding fathers said. I don't think they really meant to say one nation under God. I don't think they took it into account that this was a melting pot country, and there's people worship many gods. There's agnostics that don't have a concept of God, and there's atheists that say there is no God. So hope you all have a happy 4th. I guess I'll start defensive operations, my next block, which are more simple, but they're complicated in their own right. And if you're having a party, I'm not invited to one for the first time because the host is in Chicago, the Grateful Dead show. I'd love to be at. But I guess I'm going to chill here with the dog, and when the fireworks go off, I'm going to hit the deck and go into panic mode. But I hope you all have a safely, comfy, careful, happy and joyful 4th of July party. If you're going to a party, and be responsible. If there's a lot of 4th of July parties, I crashed at my buddy's house on the floor. If you can't drive, either crash at the party house you're at or take a cab. So that's it. Happy 4th of July. I'm signing off. Happy going.